This is a HeadGum podcast.
Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsay Weber.
And Lindsay and I have Stars Born tickets to you. We have so
many Stars Born tickets. What was wild because when we were, everyone was like in. No one is always ever, like, not everyone is always in.
As we've gotten older, our friends have gotten less in. And this is no offense to them because sometimes we are not in. But
I think people get less in. It's like, oh, do you want to go see like Final Destination 12 at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday? Not many people will be in. 5 years ago, everyone was in.
Yeah, 5 years ago, we had nothing better to do than see that. So, listeners, this happens when you're in your 30s. Like, everyone stops being in, and you have to try a little harder. But every once in a while, everyone is in, and it's the best thing in the world. I can't wait. We have some people who are coming who are going to be in the back, that we'll know.
I know. I got a few messages being like, see you there. And I'm like, I didn't invite you. But I mean, it's good. Fill the theater with Lady Gaga fans. Fill them with monsters, and we'll all be screaming together. Like, the more the merrier.
I know. Pause up. I'm truly.
Up.
I'm like, pause up.
Pause up.
I'm fully over the moon. I cannot remember the last time I was this excited for a movie.
I know. I'm like,
can you?
So in the bag.
I
Mamma
think,
Mia 2. Here we go again.
I was trying to. No, I was because Mamma Mia 2 was kind of a hard sell for me until
not
I found
for
it
me.
was all because I really don't like the first one. I've said this, so. It was a big surprise that I, number one, would care, but number two, would
like
actually love it
excited
as much
for
as I did.
something before it came out and then it filled.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, for me, I'm excited for a lot of things before they come out, but not all of them fulfill the promise of that. Mamma Mia, I was excited for and fulfilled it, but not as excited as this, obviously. But I was really excited for Crazy Rich Asians, and it was fine. It was good, but it wasn't transcendent.
Well, I was excited for Crazy Rich Asians. I was excited for Mission Impossible. I'm excited
Mission Impossible
about movies.
Did it for you. You've seen it like 14 times.
I've seen it 3 times. Lindsay was doing the math. It's sort of like Lisa Lopez. Do the math.
All right. This is how a group can sell 10 million records and be broke. And everyone, get ready to do your math.
You've spent a lot of money. Like,
you don't have to talk about how much money
3
I've
times
spent.
in New York City is like over $50.
Listen. One of them was a matinee.
Okay, fine.
One of them was cheap.
Whatever. Fine.
One of them was cheap.
Whatever.
The point is, I'm trying to ask an earnest question here.
Yeah.
I don't think I can name the last movie that had me this hyped. Like in this sort of like all-encompassing, I can't stop thinking about it way.
Like when you were a kid and you were like really excited for like the next your favorite Stars movie. Like that.
Yeah.
You're right. Like that way.
It really feels unparalleled, and I don't know. Like, I get excited about all sorts of things. You know that we love to like stan just because it's a fun thing to do. Standing is fun, whether or not it is something you're like truly passionate about. Just like the behavior associated with standing something is fun. It's like a hobby.
The
right?
older you get, the harder it is to bring your hopes up so high and put a lot of effort into like, being excited about this movie, especially publicly, when you know it like could probably not be good, it probably isn't good.
Yeah. And the early reviews from festivals really did take this into the stratosphere. You know? Like,
they really pushed it to the next level.
Because it was other people, like people we respect and know, and people that everyone like respects and knows, saying, guess what, this movie is not just actually good, it's great.
And the people who would say, it's a fun movie, we're having fun, I love to have fun, but it's not that good. Like, that is the review that I almost expected, because I have seen the original Stars Born, and yes, I do stand for it, but it is long, and it isn't that good. And, like, I know that in my heart of hearts, even though, like, I would, like, go down with the ship for it.
And it's not even the original.
I know.
The one that you're calling the original is like...
It's true. Well, Funny Girl. Okay, but like Funny Girl's way better. I mean, Barbara has better movies than Stars Born.
Barbara has... All of her movies are better than Stars Born.
It's true. Okay.
A really funny... When you hear a funny Stars Born story... I mean, a funny Barbara story...
We don't even have a segment on this episode for Stars Born, but...
When you hear a funny Barbara Streisand story...
I always do.
One time my mom...
She's hilarious.
My mom, like, rarely rented, like, movies for herself.
Yeah.
But every once in a while she had... I don't remember what the situation was. For some reason, like my dad and my siblings and I went out for dinner or were somewhere and my mom didn't come. And my mom that evening, and I remember my mom going to the video store and renting a movie and being like, I'm going to watch this movie alone.
Oh.
And it was The Mirror Has Two Faces.
Oh my God.
And I was like, and the next morning it was like on the TV.
Did you like steal it and watch it?
And I was like, can I watch this? And my mom goes, no, this is the funny story. My mom goes, no, that's a movie for mommies. And I was like, what? No, it's a movie for moms. That's a movie for moms. She didn't say mommy.
That's really funny.
I was like, this is very strange.
That's really
anyway,
funny.
I
love when moms reveal like cultural positions. Like when my mom decided her favorite movie last year or the year before was Made in Manhattan. And I was like, you sure? Like, I don't know. She was just like, I love this movie. It's like my favorite movie. I was like, are you sure? It's good, but come on.
Hey, Who Weekly. Okay, so I just listened to your latest episode, and I am an Italian person answering your call to tell you more about Fedez and the blonde salad. Basically, she's huge in it. Like she's like a legit, like she's considered like a business person almost. She's like the biggest Italian fashion blogger, but I feel like she like expanded, so they like love her because she went abroad and like made it kind of. I don't know. And then Fedez, he's like whatever. Yeah, like what you get is pretty accurate. He's, I don't know, pretty. I don't know. Anyways, he's a judge on the X Factor. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is it's like a huge deal, and it's kind of just like so bizarre. And also the blonde salad is nonsense in English and it's nonsense in Italian. Okay, bye. Good form, Bella Thorne.
Hey, good to know. Blonde
Good to know.
salad, actually famous, actually big.
I knew she was famous. Like her wedding was very covered. Like I
But
knew
I
she
think
was
we
famous.
sort of
It's just-
undersold her fame.
we tried not to. We just didn't know who she was ourselves. So it's hard to sell the fame properly when you yourself don't have a concept of that. Anyways.
Yeah.
Next call.
Yeah. Listen, I just wanted to talk about the blonde salad again. Also, I loved hearing that her name is as nonsense in Italian as it is in English. So not that we didn't expect that, but it's good to hear it from, the other side of the pond, across the pond.
No, that's
God,
wrong.
I pulled a U.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Bill. First time, long time. I heard you guys talking about Randall Emmett, and I just wanted to let you guys know that he also loomed large in the iconic 2014 docu-series #Lindsay on Own. He, well, you may recall, it was Lindsay Lohan ostensibly restarting her acting career, going through recovery, moving to New York and everything. But it was really a show about Lindsay's own inability to participate in a docu-series. So Randall Emmett, they mention him in several episodes. She's like going to meet with Randall. She's going to fly to LA with Randall at some point. He doesn't actually show up until the final episode, where she goes to Sundance and they have a press conference at Sundance, Lindsay and Randall, to announce that they are going to make a movie. Like, it's not that the movie does not exist yet, but they are going to make this movie, and called Inconceivable, which is a movie, like, I have looked into it, and it did eventually end up existing, not with Lindsay Lohan, with somebody named Nikki Whelan, who was on the Australian soap opera Neighbours. She took Lindsay Lohan's part. And also starring in the movie Gina Gershon, Nicolas Cage, and Faye Dunaway. And also, you mentioned Amber Childers, who I guess was married to Randall Emmett. I just want to mention she was in the movie The Master. She played Philip Seymour Hoffman's daughter, and also Rami Malek's wife. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye, my gay boys. All right, bye.
Oh, thanks, Bill. I love that Bill found a way to bring up the master. Of course, the only way Bill would call in
is
if
if
he
it
could
had to do
mention
with the
the
master.
which
Yeah, it's
I
like almost
love.
like he worked his way back. I do remember Randall being involved in Lindsay Lohan's life. I did not remember that part of hashtag Lindsay on OWN, although I did watch it, and you are right, that show is 99% about her not wanting to be involved with the show. But
And
she's
being like unable to do the show.
she
Like,
still
she's so
shouts
bad
out
at it.
Oprah any chance she get. Like Oprah is on speed dial apparently still from that show, so that's nice.
I can't I don't even like thinking about that show because it's one of the biggest squandered opportunities like in cultural history.
It's true. Like
in
why
pop
did
culture.
Oprah even let her do that? It's unbelievable that she even got
Well,
that
we know why
opportunity.
Oprah let her, but why did she take? I mean, she was handed a winning lottery ticket and was like, "I'm not going to scratch this."
Right. Well, that's
like
her,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so that's great. Good to know. And let's get to calls.
Actual questions.
Hi, Who Weekly. I'm calling about The Bachelor. Really important Bachelor. I guess it's Bachelor Who news, but Jenna Cooper, who was on Bachelor in Paradise, is apparently like a scammer. She got engaged to someone on the show, but according to Reality Steve, she's like had a boyfriend this whole time. Which is, probably pretty standard, but this is the first time it's been like revealed. But she like kept him the whole time, and when the episode aired that in which she got engaged, she texted her boyfriend and was like, "Oh no, like this is just for networking and my business, and like I really need the money." Which is really cool, but none of that's really important. The important part is that Jenna looks just like Rita Ora, and she said that herself. Like, not only do I think she looks like Rita Ora, but she thinks she looks like Rita Ora. So, wait, oh, no, I'm getting another call. Okay, well, just know that there's a Rita Ora in Bachelor in Paradise.
So I did watch Bachelor in Paradise. I've decided to make this is wild that this is what it has to happen, but I've decided that I only watch Bachelor in Paradise. I do not watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I only watch that show. That's my new rule.
Okay.
It just makes me feel better about like the whole situation. Like I do not need to watch The Bachelor. I don't want to watch it, but I do love Bachelor in Paradise, and I think these people are like really fun to watch. So I did watch this season.
Because you love Love Island.
I love Love Island, but I just like it's more.
It's as absurd. It's all the absurdist elements of the Bachelor franchise, but in one show.
It's just fun to catch up with what other people are saying about these people as the season goes on, and then I just see them all together like in the big shit show that is Bachelor in Paradise. So this season on Bachelor in Paradise, a lot of stuff happened. Couples got together, whatever. One couple, this guy named Jordan, who was like this almost like kind of embarrassing joke person on his season and model. And they kept making fun of him. Like the production made fun of him. He was edited so poorly. He comes on, he meets this girl named Jenna, who was also a villain on her season. She does kind of look like Rita Ora, and she does kind of look like Margot Robbie, which is what Bobby just said.
She does sort of have a who's the housewife she kind of looks like?
Who? I don't know.
Taylor. She kind of looks like Taylor.
She definitely like could pass for all.
She has a face.
She
has a face.
So Reality Steve, who you might know as the Bachelorette expert, he kind of just like has all the inside information. He's definitely in the bed with all these producers.
ABC hates him.
Not literally figuratively. ABC hates him. Oh my God. He spoils the winner every year. Like he spoils the winner like one episode after it airs. It's kind of funny. So he comes out with this amazing post that's like, I have these text messages. This guy sent them to me. He's fed up with this whole situation. Jenna has been dating this guy throughout the entire experience. And when she won Bachelor in Paradise and what's-his-face proposed to her, Jordan proposed to her, that was all fake. I have the text from her to her boyfriend saying it was fake. The texts are insane. Reading other people's texts is a wild journey because you're like, do people text like this out there? And the answer is yes. Let me just read you a little bit of their text. Wait, do you want to read? You read the blue and I'll read.
Yeah, because I'll be the boyfriend. No,
I'll read the blue. And who's the? Oh, you're the boyfriend.
Jenna?
No. The boyfriend is the blue. You're right.
The boyfriend is blue.
Right.
So really quickly, just to clarify this, just because I'm an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
This is her texting her real boyfriend.
Yes.
Not the fake TV boyfriend.
No, this is her texting her real boyfriend after what aired on TV.
After she's been set up on television with another man.
Well, I mean, set up. She's been fake dating him on a TV
dating.
show and then decided to literally get engaged to him at the end of the show.
Here we go. And then I'll be boyfriend.
Okay.
I don't know what his name is, but let's call him Ben. Good morning, beautiful. How's my girl doing this morning?
Amazing. My heart is melting thinking about hanging out with my girls again. I'm so excited. Heart face, heart eye face. But I'll admit, I am even more excited to see you tonight. Later, heart. Guess I'm the only one who's excited. You don't love me anymore. Cry face, cry face, cry face, cry face.
Because there are two texts. So he didn't respond immediately after her saying she was excited. So then she's like, guess I'm the only one who's okay. So he says, me. No. Let me try to be like, oh yeah. No.
Wow.
Of course I'm excited and still do. Of course I'm excited and still do. Sorry, had a work call and just super busy. I'll make it up to you. Winky face. Not an emoji, just the regular normal, like, semicolon.
So butch.
Close parentheses.
You always say that. You're always so busy, but you do always make it up to me, like tongue out face. Ew. Tonight I'm gonna take all your stress away. I can't wait to put you in my mouth. I didn't know that was coming.
Keep going.
Okay.
Going.
I can't wait to put you in my mouth. It's gonna get real kinky. I might bring a belt and whips and kick your ass. Maybe I'll dress up and dress you up too. You better watch out. I'm coming for you. Monkey with the hands over the eyes. Kissy face.
Thank God our episodes are marked explicit. Oh my, LOL. I guess I wouldn't mind that too much. Kissy face. Real emoji this time. Kissy face with the heart coming out of the mouth. Love you.
I love you the most. Kissy face, hard eyes. And then next, this is the best, next text. Hey, I have a business question. Can I call you in a bit to ask?
Sure, baby. In about an hour after my meeting.
Okay, talk to you soon, heart. And then
time passes.
This is wild. Okay, so this is a text from her. We don't know how much later. Wait, we do. It says, well, no, because he sent them. We don't know when he sent them. Okay. Good morning, handsome. Wow, this is like the weirdest wake-up call.
It's
text.
still morning. Good morning,
it's been morning
for a long time.
Or maybe it's a different morning. I just want to say sorry. Don't be mad at me or do anything crazy. I know you're upset after this week's episodes, but I keep telling you yesterday. I told you yesterday, and I keep telling you this is all for my business. You know how much I need the money. Me and Jordan aren't together for real. I don't even like him, let alone love him. I'm better than him. Oh my God. And once I'm able to, I'll break it off for good and make up some good story and make him look bad if it'll make you feel better. He means nothing to me and never has. None of the other guys I go out with mean anything. All for work and networking. You're the only one I need in my life. The only guy who interests me. I need you to love me and always be there for me. Next text. I'm going to call you.
He says nothing, so he doesn't respond.
I'm going to call you. You still love me? Cry face, cry face, cry face, cry face.
Well, like wah face. Cry face, wah face.
This is the most wild document because it's like, it couldn't be any more straight. Like, he didn't even like coax this out of her. Like, she just said like, I don't even like him. Like, we are not together.
It's literally it's the interview tactic where you don't say anything and the other person just like starts talking to fill the silence.
I mean, she just said everything. Usually this is like in person, but wow, what a text.
He's been on a business call for 30 minutes and he comes back and she's admitted to all these sins and is like, please take me back. Do you love me? I love you. Oh my God.
In case you're wondering, like he vetted the phone number, like Reality Steve, like kind of vetted all the information. Like he didn't just post these like, because text can very easily be falsified, obviously, in Photoshop. He went through it, and then people caught up with Jordan, the guy on the show that she was quote unquote dating or engaged to, and he wrote, she denied it, she said it was untrue, and he said, Jenna called me and said she was very anxious about this Twitter post. I talked to her in the middle of the night last night. I said, don't hype yourself up. Don't worry. You have nothing to worry about. I tried to calm her, blah, blah, blah. Then he said,
it felt like a body drop. I got taken down. I'm weak in the knees, and I feel like I have rocks in my stomach.
What's funny is he says, I know my Jenna, and I read those texts, and in my heart, I know it's her. Like, he knows that that's the way that she speaks. Like, that is crazy. So he believes the text. They're like gonna figure it out or something, or I don't know.
No, but then he said the people story that I'm reading, he's like disgusted, and he says at the end, I would never have expected this. I feel sick about it. I just don't understand why someone would say that they're better than me and have ill intentions. If this whole thing sticks and it's true, I will be hurt much more than the depths of romance. I will be hurt as a person and as a friend. There are so many layers to a relationship, and right now I feel them all peeling back.
It's really sad, but it doesn't say that he never actually says that he's like done with her. Like he just says that it's terrible. He just says, Our friendship is okay, maybe he does. Our friendship is tarnished. I don't even know what piece to pick up or how to put it back. Okay, so like clearly they're done. I hope so. This guy sucks, but he doesn't suck this much. Like, he doesn't deserve this.
This guy sucks, but he might.
Whatever.
He might get a sympathy role out of all of this, like another season of Bachelor in Paradise, like another.
I mean, they already
chose
The Bachelor, so he can't be that, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, but he could be in the next season of Bachelorette. Like, they could bring people back. There are no rules.
They get cheated on all the time. Like last season, what's her face cheated on what's his face? Remember? You don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember a big cheating scandal, but like
there was a cheating scandal. This is so boring. Let's move on. Good text though.
Hi, Weekly. It's Monica from Michigan. Who is Bonnie Aarons, the titular nun from The Nun? ScarJo Pop.
I love The Nun.
Love The Nun.
I love The Nun.
Here's the deal. I will never, ever see The Nun because literally it's a movie that's like jump scares. Like, that's the entire movie. Did you know The Nun did better, though, in box office than like any of the other Conjuring films?
Yeah, The Nun was a huge hit.
What I love about The Nun is that the nun herself, the nun, is played by this woman whose Instagram I totally went through. I went through the entire Instagram. She is my favorite woman. Her name is Bonnie Aarons. And let me tell you, she's got the look. Her look is so great. And she has turned it into an entire career of playing creepy crawlers. She literally... Every movie that she's in, she plays a creepy crawler, except for The Princess Diaries. She plays Baroness Joy von Trocken. I looked this up. Not a creepy crawler, but every other movie, if there is a creepy crawler, she is the creepy. So, like...
Her most iconic role, I would say, is from Mulholland Drive.
She's the bum.
She plays the bum behind the garbage.
What a scary moment.
The dumpster.
Yeah.
And that was her most iconic role. And where's the interview you found about how David Lynch found her? Someone asked her, was there a traditional audition process for the role of the bum in Mulholland Drive? And she says, I don't mean to brag, but David Lynch said he was looking for the most incredible face he could find. I actually met him at a Twin Peaks party, and he was like, look at that face.
She does have a look at that face. And what's great is her Instagram,
hell of a face.
Every like 30 photos, she has thousands of photos that I went through, but every 30 or 40 photos, she posts a picture of the bum, and you're like, because it really is a scary face. She has also played such iconic characters as Blue-Skinned Woman, Latisma in the Bathroom, Mother and Daughter at Decathlon Fest and Drag Me to Hell. Love that movie. Strange Lady in Valentine's Day. Perfect. Oh my God.
You missed The Prostitute. She's been The Prostitute, The Bum, and The Nun.
She's been Fat Tina and I Know Who Killed Me. Oh my God, I can't even imagine I've loved that movie. And yeah, like all the scary things. And her Instagram feed is like all these amazing prosthetic makeup moments and like putting in fake teeth and whatever. She loves cryotherapy, herp hug, and Pilates, also via reading her Instagram. And she took a picture of a salad in 2014. She really liked the salad. It didn't get any likes.
I love that she was in Silver Linings Playbook as Rocky D'Angelo's mother.
She's like got a look, let me tell you. So now she's a nun. She's incredibly successful as the nun. She'll be back in The Nun 2, Return of the Nun. And just like I'm really happy for her, you know?
Hi, I have a Who mystery for you. The long and short of it is, did Olivia Culpo film a safety video for Peter Pan bus lines that's only shown on the bus itself? And I understand this might be unanswerable, and frankly, it's probably kind of boring, but it's been haunting me for months since I saw this video, because basically it was like 5 minutes long, and the first part of it was just this young woman in her 20s, like playing with a bunch of toy buses, saying like, vroom, vroom. And then she looks up at the camera and is like, oh, hello there. Welcome to Peter Pan Bus Lines. And then it transitions into the rest of the safety video, which is like dumb in its own right because it's a Peter Pan bus, so there's no rules. So why do you even need to watch the safety video? But the point of the woman at the beginning was clearly like, oh, look at this famous person, you know, pay attention to her and then pick up on the other rules or whatever. She was supposed to be like the attention getter, but I didn't know who it was. And when I saw her, I thought, is that Olivia Culpo? For basically no reason other than I was on a Peter Pan bus in New England. And it's stuck with me since I saw it like 3 months ago, and I just need to know who that woman was. Maybe she's not famous. This is probably a really boring call, but if anyone can find anything about it, it will be the two of you. Also, this is not sponsored by Peter Pan. Thank you. Good form, Bella Thorne.
This is honestly scarier than The Nun. This is scarier to me than The Nun.
To see video of Olivia Culpo playing with toys.
Just to think of a poor person like having to see this video and then like being haunted by it like The Nun for literally the rest of their lives until they call the Who Weekly hotline and we maybe figure it out for them. Also, like I love the idea of a safety video on a Peter Pan bus. You're right. There is no rules. People literally don't wear seatbelts. People walk around. People do whatever they want on Peter Pan buses.
I've only been on a Peter Pan bus once, and it was fine. It was fine. Also,
the idea that to figure out this mystery, you'd have to maybe ride a bus again, the Peter Pan bus again, is daunting.
Yeah, it's nowhere to be found on the internet. We've looked. There's no footage of this on the internet.
Okay.
As far as we can tell.
But
I emailed them. So
you forget that we do have journalism training.
We love to report. We're expert reporters, and I reached out to Peter Pan bus lines.
Regular Woodward and Bernstein over here, emailing Peter Pan bus lines.
Yeah, read our new bestseller. It's just called Who. Here we go.
Oh, they got back to you?
Yeah, they got back to me, Lindsay. I said, Peter Pan wrote me back. I'm not gonna tell you until we're on air. I'm gonna read it live in front of you.
Okay.
So I said.
Wait, just to remind you, Olivia Culpo is that woman who like won Miss Universe, also dated Nick Jonas, and now dates a football player and like is everywhere, but is just like completely unrecognizable, doesn't do anything.
Well, she dated Danny Amendola.
They're back together. Also, she's on a show. We'll get there in a second.
He's a Miami Dolphin. So I emailed like a general customer service line.
Hey guys, it's me doing some research.
I said, "Hi Peter Pan. This is a strange question. Is the woman in your safety video Olivia Culpo? Thank you. Please call me back if possible." And I put my phone number. And they wrote back, to Peter Pan's credit, they wrote back in under 2 hours. They have
great customer service because people are probably emailing about like terrible things happening on Peter Pan buses.
And it's a really, I know. It was probably a huge relief to get this email and not something
else. What a pleasant email.
A really, really friendly Peter Pan employee named Danielle wrote back. And she said, "No, it is not."
I don't know what's better, that it would be or that it's not.
No, it is not. It's so good. Oh my God. Is that Olivia Culpo? No, it is not. So call her.
It's not.
Oh my God. Don't be so hard on yourself. You were so concerned about your call being boring, but it was one of the best calls we received. Honestly, also, Lindsay, I think this is one of our biggest weeks of calls ever.
We've had some really good ones. Good calls. So
many of them were good.
Okay, but also this means you don't have to ride the fucking Peter Pan bus again. Good for you.
Yes, that's true. To find out. It's not Olivia Culpo. Who is it? Didn't ask. Don't care. It's not Olivia Culpo. Let's move on to something Culpo adjacent.
Oh, fuck. More Culpo?
Hey, Lindsay and Bobby. I'm wondering who is Devon Windsor. I'm getting ads for her now. She's a model, I guess. She's at New York Fashion Week. Should I know her? Why is she being promoted to me? Thank you. Let me know.
Well, I was just going to say, we got a lot of calls about Olivia Culpo that we didn't play. It was weirdly an Olivia Culpo heavy week.
It's every week.
And this is just one of them. And she wasn't even mentioned in the call, but she is sort of tangentially related. Lindsay, I'll let you start.
Well, I'm just saying is like adjacent programming to the show that we're never going to watch again, Ashley and Evan on E, is a new show that I did see ads for and was like, why would I ever watch this? And it's literally a reality show about models called Model Squad. Olivia Culpo is on this too, even though Olivia Culpo is a model, but like that's not her number one job. Like these are like professional models, like they're Victoria's Secret angels and they're like, they have contracts and like whatever. Olivia Culpo is more of like she's like a crossover, like influencer type person more so now, even though she definitely could model. She probably does model, but do you know what I mean? It's like there's a difference, right? Okay. So the show's like honestly terrible. I watched one episode. It's way worse than Ashley and Evan. We had no idea what was out there when we said Ashley and Evan was bad. It's just like weird, very reality show set up scenes of models around a table talking about stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Models at,
hey, like what's new
like
with you?
a quiet club, like a not real club.
What's new with you? What's new with you? What's new with you? Okay, so like tell me what's new with you? What's new with you? And then like them at like photo shoots, like getting their hair done, looking at their phones. Essentially, it's honestly crazy.
Where like half of the questions start with like, did you ever hear back from like X? Did
Right,
you ever
or
hear
it's
back
like,
from Jacob?
oh, like yeah, like what about that guy? Like, oh, okay, what about that gig or whatever? It's
Is there still drama with you and Kathy?
Kathy. So, Olivia Culpo is on it, but there's a more interesting character on it named Devon Windsor. And the reason why she's interesting is because last week on the show, apparently she had a moment where...
Not even apparently. She had a moment.
Right. She had a moment where all the girls were talking... I have the clip. I mean, I can just play it. All the girls were talking about diversity. And she said... what did she say?
The girls are talking about how it's hard to like be a black girl who wants to model in Italy because they only want white girls. And it's like talking about like racial diversity and how it's hard for non-white models. And then Devon slides in.
She goes,
and
well,
says,
I don't speak Italian. I don't speak Paris. Oh my God.
I don't speak Paris is my favorite.
And then she goes, it's really hard to be blonde. But she meant like because of dyeing her hair. Like she's like, I have to get my roots done. Okay, I'll play it.
Like before there were no plus girls. There were no like girls of color.
You guys, what's going on? What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Diversity.
Diversity?
Diversity.
I used to get bullied. Because of my skin color, I wasn't going to be able to do high fashion. A lot of black girls would have to miss Milan because they won't be able to walk in the shows because they don't want girls of that color.
I know it's super hard to relate to.
I literally went through hell and literally lived in different countries like every other month and didn't speak that language, didn't speak Paris, didn't speak Italian, and I did that for like 2 years.
I don't think you can relate to the turmoils of being different.
Do you know how hard it is to be blonde? I have to get a highlight every month. You know how expensive that is?
Oh my God, it's more violin. Highlight her hair.
She said that.
And that happened and everybody was like, yike. It's like, what do you expect? Like, these are models. Like, they're so beautiful. They can't know that French is a language of France. Come on.
But I mean, she should...
Bobby, they're so busy, like, being beautiful. Like, it takes up a lot of time and energy.
But the other models, Devon is the one who's the most ignorant here. The other models know what's going on.
They know that you speak French in France.
I'm
not saying models aren't smart. I'm just saying they don't have to be, so why bother, okay? Like,
so
effort.
Because of
minimum
this,
amount of
she
effort.
gets in trouble and she apologizes like this. The majority of the conversation was edited, and if a peer of mine wanted to discuss such a serious subject, I would never follow it with a joke. I have an immense amount of respect for my peers. I know the struggle of diversity and inclusion in my business, as well as in so many others, is not one to take lightly. I made a comment in jest to infuse levity, and I feel, okay, first of all, if you are saying you don't speak Paris, you're not also saying, I made a comment in jest to infuse levity.
The joke about dyeing your hair did feel like it could be a joke, like if you said it correctly, or like what, like if everyone's like, oh, it's really hard to be a model, and you're like, tell me about it, my roots have to be dyed every 4 months.
But the models' reactions to her were not out of
context. They were like, what?
They heard all the context and they were still appalled.
So basically, like, you're bad at telling a joke, like 100%, yes. But also saying
you're bad at telling a joke or you're not thinking. Anyway, after her apology, which went on,
or it wasn't a joke,
Olivia Culpo was like, I feel for you. Her co-star. Please understand, information can be taken out of context and misconstrued to manufacture drama. I can assure you Devon has an immensely kind heart, and anything that portrays her otherwise is a manipulation of her true character. Okay, first of all, Olivia, you weren't there.
But also, like, it's a reality show, and if you don't think that things are taken out of context, because literally it's called editing, I have to make a reality show out of it and an actual show that involves editing and taking things out of context, you're insane.
Yeah. The main problem here is that the other women who were at the table with her were like completely shocked and annoyed and taken aback by what she said. So I'm going to trust their reactions over Olivia Culpo's tweet. But let's talk more about Devon Windsor, who has answered a few amazing Q&As in the past few years since she's been famous.
Literally, this is her talking about getting her roots done is not the first time that she's complained about having to get her roots done. Literally, they say, how do you care for your hair since it's bleached? I guess this is like a topic she loves to talk about. And she's like, don't even get me started. Basically, I go every month to get a rebleach and do protein treatments monthly. I take hair growth, natural and vitamins, sleep on silk pillowcases. I bought every product product. Basically, this is like the number one issue in her life is how annoying it is to bleach her hair and how terrible it is for her hair, which like is funny because it just this is the evidence right here that it's a sensitive subject for her.
Hi, Lindsay and Bobby. Medium time, first time. So we got into a really heated debate at work the other day. We were arguing about Zac Efron and arguing specifically about if he's an A-list celebrity. It got really intense and people had a lot of reasons. I think he's A-list. A lot of other people at work apparently think he's B-list or lower, which is just insulting. And it just made me think, how do you guys define a celebrity? Is it the ability to open a movie on their own? Is it about how often you appear in Us Weekly or in People Magazine? Is it the number of brands that you're able to endorse on Instagram? What defines being on the A-list? Anyway, it really got me thinking, and I'd love to know your thoughts. Good for Bella Thorne, Phoebe and Brains.
Zac Efron is tough. I would say he's like a B-plus actor. I think the reason why
He's not A-list.
Well, the reason why we do Who Them is because the letter rankings are so hard to do, and the only people who really still do them are the blinds. So it's like no one is really using like that scale as much in terms of like, do you know what I mean?
Well, no one really uses anything. If they're not an A, they don't use them anymore. You know, like
right.
it's still common to say he or she is an A-list
or an
actor.
F,
They're an
like
A-list
to be
actor.
rude.
Yeah. It's we are a society of extremes.
Yeah.
And the middle ground is too blurry and weird, and there's too much of a gray area. So you
But
could
I would say
A-lister,
he's like a B-plus.
If we had to, like if we were pressed, B+. B, solid B+.
I think
but
there's
he's definitely not an A-lister.
Well, I think there's also an age bias a little bit. So he's still considered to be like a younger actor. So like he could grow into an A-list actor. I think A-list really does come with like age, like kind of you need gravitas in a way, but
A-listers also they have a little more like weight to them. So it's like you could, when you think of A-lister, you go to the old idea of like, can they open a movie? And Zac Efron can't open a movie.
But even like Kim Kardashian, who is an A-lister, she's not in movies, but she could open a movie. You know?
Would a movie starring Kim Kardashian be an immediate hit? I don't think so, but she is an A-lister. I'm saying for movie stars, the way you define them is sort of like.
But I think if you put Kim's name on a movie or on something, people will show up. Is what you're saying. The equivalent still works, I think, for other people.
But he's not an A-lister.
No, but I think it's like close. I think your argument makes sense. I think it would be, a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, like he's really famous. People like, everyone talks about him. He's in the tabloids all the time, and like he's in big movies, but he is still, I think, like a little bit B+.
That's what makes Who or Them a completely different thing. Like it's a completely different type of categorization.
It's also way
Zac Efron
Zac
Efron is like obviously a them. Zac Efron is a them. There's no question.
Yeah.
But A-list has a certain like prestige to it, you know, and he doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like. It's just kind of one of those things that you really only see in the blinds. And even then, it's like he's the only one being like, it's a C- or like a C+. And it's like, how do you know? I mean, it's really like a tough scale.
I think with that, we're done for the week, right?
We should be, yeah.
We better be done for the week. So we're done for the week. Please listen after the credits because we have an amazing 4 to 5 part Calder, You're Doing Amazing, Sweetie. We asked you. We didn't even ask you, God. We didn't even ask you.
We demanded that you call with limericks about Piper Perabo.
Limericks about Piper Perabo, and you delivered in droves.
We can't even choose when we like the most because we like them all too much.
We like them all. So we're going to play that. Also, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Join our Facebook group. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, please. Also, compliment us on our new logo if you need something to talk about. If you need a topic for your review, talk about our new logo, which is amazing. And with that, just have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.
You will dream it.
Yo, they want to know. Hey.
Hey.
Come on. Hey. I want to be famous.
Piper Perabo went to the hill. Meanwhile, Lizzie and Bobby, they did nil. This political discussion gave me a thought. Who's and them's at the Supreme Court?
If Piper Perabo protested a panel potentially appointing a puritanical POS, then in how many people-adjacent periodicals did Piper Perabo appear?
Piper Perabo went to the Hill because Kavanaugh is a real pill. She clashed with the Poe, no Instagram show. Piper gives us democracy's thrill.
There was a nominee named Kavanaugh, to which Piper Perabo said hell nah. She'd led the protest, and the cops said arrest, and this whole story's got me feeling like blah.
Piper Perabo went to D.C. to protest Trump's new nominee. She says no to Brett, and we won't soon forget that she's more than Coyote Ugly.
That was a HeadGum podcast.